Hello there, my name is Andrew Druckman and I want to welcome you to the channel because after all, the reason why you clicked on that link is because you want to learn how to generate leads and sales. Well, guess what? You just came to the right place because that's exactly what we are going to be talking about today. Now, if you haven't done so already yet, consider subscribing to Traffic Magic because that is what we do. We talk about different tips and strategies to help you get more people to the front door of your business every single day. Because after all, if you have nobody at the front door of your business, you have no business because that is the bloodline to your business. And also something to keep in mind, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. This could give you more of an in-depth training on how to get more people to the front door of your business every single day. Now, without further ado, let's get into the action. So, my very first tip I'm going to share with you when it comes to generating leads in sales is you have to constantly keep working on your business consistently. Now, I know this might very well sound silly, but the truth of the matter is I understand that sometimes, I feel unmotivated and sometimes I don't feel like working on my business. So I understand what it's like when you're unmotivated or you just don't want to do it or whatever the case might very well be. But here's the reality: if you don't work on your business, you're not going to get people to the front door of your business. You have to consistently keep working on it, especially even if you have the best product and or services or whatever it is that you are trying to promote. Here's the reality: if nobody knows about it, you're basically invincible to everybody. So it doesn't make sense, if you really think about it, it doesn't really make any sense to not advertise your business. And at times, sometimes you have to be willing to put yourself out there. But the reality is, if you are not willing to advertise your business and put your business out there, it's going to be really hard to get people to the front door of your business every single day. That is probably one of the best key things I could sit here and tell you in this video, because if you're not willing to do that, then everything I'm telling you in this video, it's not going to work. But that's all right. I got you. So now, the next thing of what I'm going to share with you is having a strong social media presence. And why is that important? So the reason why that it's important to have a strong social media presence is because we have to understand something. We are way past the day and age where people are flipping through the yellow pages, reading news articles or whatever have you, because in the grand scheme of things, those days are done. They are they're gone. Nobody's doing that anymore. Why? Because everybody and the mama's mama, they're on the internet. They're on social media. And the truth of the matter is, if you are not want to be taking advantage of the internet as well as social media, I'm going to personally sit here and tell you, I think you're going to be leaving a whole lot of money on the table. So I would not do that. I would personally take advantage of that. Now, when it comes to social media, keep in mind, there's so many different platforms you can take advantage of. And a couple of them, just to name them off, for example, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. There's so many different platforms you can take advantage of. The only one thing I will sit here and tell you, though, is regardless of whichever social media platform you choose, understand I would do either one or two traffic sources at a time. And then once you master one or two traffic sources, then if you want to venture off into other traffic sources, feel free to do so. But the truth of the matter is, and the reason why I'm telling you only do at least one or two at a time, because if you do about 4 or 5 at a time, you're going to stretch yourself out really, really thin. It's not worth it to stretch yourself out that thin for no reason. Now, the next tip of what I'm going to share with you is make sure you are laser focused on your niche and you know exactly who your target audience is. And this is very, very crucial to understand, because here's the thing about it. The more that you know about your customer avatar, the more that you know about your target audience, the better it's going to put you in a better position, so this way you can help solve their problem and fulfill their needs. Because after all, the objective of your product and or services or whatever it is that you are trying to promote, the whole point is that you are understanding that you are servicing people of trying to help solve their problems, where you're understanding their pain points as far as whatever it is that they're going through, because you're there to solve their problems. You're there to help people, because that's what your product and or services is there for. You're there to help people. Now, when it comes to understanding your demographic of audience, This could be a plethora of things, but it also does depend on your niche. It depends on whatever the product and or services that you're trying to promote. Maybe your target audience might very well be, maybe they're overweight. Maybe you're targeting males. Or maybe targeting females. Maybe you're targeting. Maybe your audience is maybe they're younger. Maybe they're around their 20s. Maybe they're 50. Maybe they're from a low income family, or maybe they're from a high income family, or maybe they're single. Whatever the case might very well be, understand who your target audience is going to put you in a better position so that this way you can take the time to craft your content around your target audience. And do not be afraid to ask questions. And the reason why I will tell you not to be afraid to not be afraid to ask questions is because if you're willing to ask questions to your target audience and understanding them more, it puts you in a better position so this way you can service them properly. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Now, the next thing I'm going to share with you is create content around your niche, around your target audience. Once we understand whichever social media platform you choose to use, and you understand your niche, you understand your demographic of people. Now you want to create free content around your audience. Now, the whole point of creating content is that you build a know, like, and trust with people. And the reason why that this is a very powerful thing is because when you create free content for people, you're giving them free information, and it's a great way for people to get to know you because you're going to empower them with free information. When you give them free information, they're going to get to know you through there. Now they know who you are, that you're the person that's going to help solve their problems. And it's a great way to build credibility with people, because eventually they're going to like you because they see that you know what it is that you're talking about. Now, understand something when it comes to this. As you're building content, you don't necessarily have to be working in your niche for 20 years, for example, to necessarily build content around your target audience. As long as you take the time to do your research, as long as you know what you're talking about, that's all that really matters. And then as they begin to like you, eventually they're going to trust you. And when they trust you and they see that you know what it is that you're talking about, they're going to more than likely buy your product. And when you build relationships with people like that, which is a very, very powerful thing, do not underestimate the power of building relationships with customers, because the truth of the matter is, when you build relationships with people, not only are they going to be more than likely be willing to buy your product one time, but they're going to be more than likely be willing to buy your product, more of your products later on down the road, as long as, of course, it is congruent within your niche and you are constantly adding value to them. And that's what it means to add value. Give them free information. Make sure you're letting them know that you know what you're talking about, because you're going to be the go-to person to help solve their problem and fulfill their needs. Now, next, once you've done all that and you keep working on it, right? You got your social media, you got your niche, you're creating content. Next, create a lead magnet. Now, the reason why this is actually a great way to get people to the front door of your business is because, honestly, think about this for a second. Now, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard of places like Starbucks, maybe, right, even McDonald's or whatever have you. A lot of these places have this thing called some type of a customer loyalty program. Like, personally, me, I love Starbucks. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm one of those people, when I be getting my tea from Starbucks, honestly, I'd be loving their their reward system. When I get points just to get free stuff, because who doesn't like to get free stuff? But obviously, when it comes to getting free stuff or offering them, 15% discount, 30% discount, whatever the case might very well be, obviously you got to be able to do it within your means. Do not break the bank. But when it comes to this, understand something. The whole point of it is that what you're doing is what you want to do is you want to give them something for free in exchange for their email address. Now, this is a very powerful thing to do, but understand, again, everything what I'm talking about, even up to now, it has to be congruent with whatever it is that whatever the product and or services of whatever it is that you are trying to sell. Because understand something, if you give someone a say like an ebook, for example, on how to garden, and they want to lose weight, then it doesn't make any sense. They're gonna be confused and trying to figure out what it is that you're trying to do. So make sure, even if it's a free ebook, whatever it is that you give away for free in exchange for their email address, understand it has to be congruent with your niche. And now this is gonna lead to the last part of this video, which is email marketing. Now that you've done everything of what I just talked about, now we're getting to email marketing, because now that you've gotten their email address through that lead magnet, and now when you have their email address, this is also something that's very powerful. Because the thing about it is that when you have your own email address, you're taking the time to constantly giving your people free content, you're giving them free information, and you're building a relationship with your email marketing list. That is your traffic list. And once you've taken the time to keep building your list, and you keep building your list, and you keep building a relationship with that list, and you keep doing that, and the more free content you give them, the more you add value to them, the more likely they're going to more than likely buy more products from you later on down the road, and they're more likely consistently keep buying from you because you're going to keep adding value to them. You're going to give them free information, so that this way you're going to show them that you're the go-to person to help solve their problem and fulfill their needs. And I can't stress this enough, because I know I said it before, because after all, it's your traffic source. It's your traffic. Can't nobody take that away from you. Now, that is going to be the end of this video for today. If you felt like you got some value out of this, feel free to give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below, because I always want to know what it is that you got to say. And also remember, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below that's going to give you more of an in-depth training on how to get more people to the front door of your business every single day. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.